She was worried about the old man's safety, so she went upstairs to inquire. The noises from the stairs were also heard by the eldest daughter, but the father said he accidentally knocked over the chessboard. He pressed the tower alarm to go back and rest. 10 minutes later, the eldest daughter was awakened again by the noise from downstairs. It was the nurse preparing to leave her at the end of her shift. The youngest son, who was walking at the door, can also testify. The time was exactly 12 midnight. 15 minutes later, the eldest daughter was awakened for the third time. This is also the last time. Similarly, the youngest son saw his father going downstairs. The coroner inferred the time of death from this. It was between 12:15 AM and 2 AM. Based on their judgment, everyone involved in this matter did not lie. If the old man was murdered, then Captain America have left early, and the female nurse was seen with the old man after he left. Now only they two are innocent. The police also determined from the spatter pattern that the blood was not interrupted by any object at the time of death. That means it's impossible there was a third person present. They insist the old man died by suicide, but make believes all this could be fabricated. After a more day of questioning, it's certain everyone is lying. Then she approached the female nurse again, hoping to get her to recall the events of that night. This is to determine whether what the other said is true. The girl said she first helped the old man back to his room. Then she got the medicine box from next door, but due to his birthday, he was unusually excited and insisted on finishing the testing before getting shot. But when he realized he wasn't as skilled, he thought to play dirty. The chessboard was pushed to the ground by the old man, also knocking over 2 bottles of medicine on the table. See this, the nurse also got stern. The old man had no choice but to obey the start of the Egyptian. It was just then that the old daughter-in-law knocked on the door. Upon learning it was an accident that the chessboard was overturned. Only then could she leave in peace. The girl followed the old man's instruction. She only revealed part of the truth. Theoretically, that's not lying. After seeing the nurse didn't throw up, they believed everything that happened that night was real. But the girl hadn't mentioned that she gave the wrong injection, and what the old man arranged for her after. However, when the girl returned to the room again, she saw the old man dying right in front of her eyes. Given that the nurse had an alibi, and was quite familiar with the manner, Nick saw her out again that night, hoping she could be his guide. The next day, they came to check the manor's surveillance. At that moment, the girl realized she had misremembered the old man's instructions, which were to park her car in front of the statue and return. But due to her nurse, she parked behind. And that was precisely the area covered by the cameras. Was this it? Their secret would be revealed. Just then, the recording device suddenly started smoking. Due to the outdated equipment, they could only take it back to the police station first. But no one noticed that. The girl had placed a madman on the tape. Nick walked around the perimeter of the manor. At that moment, the nurse fell again. That it had rained that night, leaving footprints from when she passed. The girl suddenly panicked again. Why does the police see it? Then it would definitely lead back to her. At the moment, Nick also noticed something was wrong. He ordered everyone to stay still. But the girl had a ray cast to one interior. She pretended she couldn't hear him. She turned back again. The girl instinctively destroyed the remaining evidence. Then they went to check behind the villa. But at that moment, the dog ran over with a wooden board. Seeing this, the girl was once again dumbfounded. Isn't this the piece she stepped on that night? While Nick wasn't paying attention, she quickly threw the board into the woods, and just then, Captain America finally appeared. Turned out today was the day we raided the wall, but this family thought he was gone. They all began to personally attack Captain America. They believed if they weren't attending Grandpa's funeral, how could they have the face to come for the inheritance? Father decisively supported his son and was ready to act. But Captain America didn't care at all. Just then, the third-sized child propped a poncho. This is the night he was in the bathroom next door. Just happened to hear through the ventilator. He heard Captain America part 2 with Grandpa. My well. Then he started shouting around. Then Grandpa said, I won you. This made everyone realize Captain America won't be kicked out of the will by Grandpa, right? He didn't deny it either, confirmed everyone's guesses. With one less rival now, the others instantly changed their expressions. Start comforting Captain America, saying this might be good for him, hoping he can achieve success on his own. Seeing himself become their target of ridicule, Captain America started to fight back. First, everyone present, even his parents, were not spared. Fortunately, the lawyer's arrival ended the farce. Nick and the nurse didn't want to see them fight over the inheritance, but unexpectedly, just as they left the room, the big black dog came running with a stick in its mouth. The girl was stunned upon seeing this. Didn't expect Nick would also discover the secret. There were slight traces of dirt on the carpet, though it had been cleaned up. The marks left on the window were very clear. He suspected someone wanted to avoid being hurt going upstairs. That's why they went to such lengths to climb in from outside. Nick interrupted the lawyer's reading. Because only their family would know that the stairs made noise every day. They suspected the murder was in this room, and until the case is fully investigated, no one is allowed to leave the city. Then the lawyer continued reading the will, but no one expected it. The elder's fortune was never shared with them, and the final beneficiary turned out to be the nurse. Everyone was instantly dumbfounded, except Captain America, who started to laugh. After all, he had already excluded by his grandfather. They not only questioned the authenticity of the will, but also suspected the girl used violent means. The nurse wanted to escape quickly. The sudden news also caught her off guard. But at that moment, the car broke down. Fortunately, Captain America's timely rebel enabled the girl to get away. The two went to a restaurant, though he was not interested in fortune. Having his grandfather leave the girl something surprised him. Captain America said he knew 3 things. First, he believed his grandfather would not commit suicide. Second, he knew the girl would grow up when she spoke. And third, she had just eaten. After saying that, he placed an empty bowl in front of her. He wanted to know the truth of what happened. It seemed Captain America was not as simple as he appeared. On the other side, the whole family began to argue. None of them wanted the will to take effect. At that moment, the grandson spoke up. we can make use of the murder clause if the elder was murdered by the nurse. Then the judge would dismiss the inheritance rights, but the lawyer said that was impossible, because the police have confirmed there was a suicide. At this moment, they seemed to think of someone. Everyone immediately turned their gaze to behind them, because Nick was the only one suspecting the old man's cause of death. The person everyone used to dislike has now become their hope. And on the other side, under Captain America's pressure, the girl confessed the truth. She is willing to take responsibility for the medication error, but hopes not to involve her mother. Actually, Captain America is a good person. He despises the deceit he witnessed in the family since childhood, promised not to report this to the police. Captain America believes what grandfather did was right, but he hopes that after the girl inherits the estate, she can give him what rightfully belongs to him. This would be the ideal outcome. The girl has no reason to refuse. Due to rapid media coverage, the nurse was blocked by a group of reporters at her home. On the other side, we sought out the great-grandmother, hoping to hear a different answer. The great-grandmother seemed too bold to speak, but he actually gained something from her. At this time, the girl also encountered troubles. She received an anonymous letter. It said, "I know what you did. This paper has been torn in half." From the content, it seems to be a lab report. Girl knows she can't escape. As long as the police conduct tests, they will soon discover the old man's drug overdose. She can only find Captain America for a solution, but he didn't realize this was some blackmail. No contact information was left, nor a meeting place was provided. He believes that if he can destroy the laboratory's evidence, the secret will be discovered.